Welcome back to another beautiful day in God's country. It is Thursday, the 25th day of April, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host, and the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is about, well, how long is it? It's coming up. It's coming up. The food fair opens at 11 o'clock at Memorial Park at 12 noon. It's the opening remarks from the royalty. And then from 10 after 12 till about 1:15 or so, Chief for a Day gets underway. We'll talk about that when we get to news. But it seems like it always just sneaks up on us, and now it's here. The 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is about ready to get going, our little party, and we invite everybody. Of course, we're going to be all over the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. The NCW Life Channel will be broadcasting all three parades. The Kai's Fiber Youth Parade, we'll have it for you live here on a Saturday morning. We'll take to the air at about 10:45. The parade begins at 11, and unlike previous years, and we were down fairly close to our studios near Memorial Park this year for both the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade and the Stem Mill Growers Grand Parade. We'll be right at the very top of the parade. We're setting up at the parking lot there at Triangle Park, so a new location. We're looking forward to that. And of course, we'll have the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade a week from tomorrow. Plus, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, we'll be broadcasting our news live from Memorial Park. Looking forward to that. And then on Friday of next week, we'll be broadcasting the news live from the local hotel parking lot in advance of the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade. Speaking of the festival, this is your last chance. I'm going to give you, let's see, it's 3 minutes after the hour. I'm going to give you till 7:30 to get your last chance to sign up. These are the wristbands we've been talking about for the Fantastic Shows Carnival. They're groups of 4, 8 winners, 8 separate people are all going to win, so we hope anyway, a 4-pack. Now remember, it's 1 entry per email address, so if you have more than 1 email address, you're more than welcome to submit more than 1 entry. It's 1 entry per email address. Employees of Solion Broadcasting and their immediate families are not eligible. And these wristbands are only good for Monday night, Monday the 29th of April from 5:30 to 8:30, all right? You got to remember that. Monday night, 5:30 to 8:30 is when these special yellow wristbands will give you unlimited rides at the Fantastic Shows Carnival in the parking lot at the Town Toyota Center. So you have until 7:30 this morning, and that's it. We're going to cut you all off. I'm going to print up all the emails, and I'll draw 8 winners out of the proverbial hat at the end of the program, and it is a great program. Yesterday, we had a chance to sit down and talk with Alejandra Castillo. Alejandra Castillo is the CEO of the YWCA of this country. She runs the whole thing based out of Washington, D.C. She is in town to promote the YWCA and the big events they have coming on, the Stand Against Racism event happening at the college campus today, and then, of course, they got lots of events going on tonight at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. She's a very important person, had a lot of good things to say about the Valley. You're going to like it. My conversation with Alejandra Castillo and Jenny Pratt. Jenny Pratt dropped by as well. She, of course, is the CEO of the North Central Washington chapter of the YWCA. That conversation in the back half of the program. Plus, it's Thursday, which means Kennel Cameos. Rachel Mandalis filling in for Megan McPherson. We'll see if we can get Olivia the Cat at home. News, sports, weather. Today in history, birthdays, everyone is entitled to Mike Benitez's opinion, and the obscure holiday. Whew. Let's do it. Let's take you around the valley. It's already, 4 minutes after the hour. This show's flying by already. Let's see what we're looking like today. Well, we're looking good is what we are. Another beautiful day, another warm, pleasant day today. Afternoon high about 70 degrees. Yesterday we topped off at 71. That's a live shot from our cross camera at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. Wenatchee Valley is all spruced up and ready to welcome everybody to our big party. It's going to be a very nice day today, but boy, is it going to be breezy and very chilly on Saturday. There is a cold front that's going to come in. It's going to come in starting Friday afternoon. It's going to cool us way down. Wait till we get to that forecast details in just a couple of minutes so you can plan your outdoor activities accordingly. But get ready for sunny skies on Saturday. But it's going to be very chilly. Temperatures well below normal and going to be a little on the windy side. All right, camera 2. Where are we going, Uriah? It's a visit to a shaky camera that's moving around. That's the monitor camera, is it not? Hey, good for me, the monitor camera. The mighty Wenatchee River. Look at the blossoms on the orchard there. Looks like the monitor camera is getting blown around just a little bit. Well, it's zoomed in, and so it obviously, any kind of motion is simply exaggerated when you have cameras that can move in and out and up and down, and you do the hokey pokey. Beautiful shot of our monitor camera looking down on the Wenatchee River. Camera 3. We say hello to Alejandra Rock. This is one of our lower cameras. Most of these Sky-Fi cameras, the towers, the way they work is the higher up they are, the better they are. But this one services the people in and around that area. You can see Turtle Rock. You can see Mission Ridge. Oh, by the way, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the last weekend of skiing at Mission Ridge is this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday. Then they're closed for the rest of the season. You can see the snow still up there at the top of Mission Ridge in the far background and the mighty Columbia. That's 3 cameras down, 1 to go. Where are we off to, Uriah? We are off to the Waterville camera. I believe that is the Waterville camera. I'm almost certain that's the Waterville camera. It is. There you go. You can see Aniat, beautiful downtown Aniat. You can see Earthquake Point. You can see the mighty Columbia, and you can see lots of orchards, and that is just a stunning view. Look how high up that camera is. How would you like to live there? That's the nice thing about these cameras. You don't need a house with a view. All you got to do is have this show and take a look at these beautiful views, all of them courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless on a beautiful Thursday morning. It's chilly though, 43 degrees outside of our studios. From the National Weather Service, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather forecast for day number 1 of the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Pretty much like today, it's going to be partly sunny. We'll have a few more high clouds than we had yesterday. High of about 70. As I mentioned before, we had 71 yesterday. Our normal high for this time of the year is 64, so it was a little bit warmer than normal on Wednesday. It's going to be that way again today. Excuse me. Mostly cloudy tonight, 29 for the overnight low. Things start changing on Friday. Now, you see that 68, not a dramatic cool down on Friday. We're going to start out with partly sunny skies on Friday, and then as this cold front comes in, gradually it's going to scour out the skies. We'll have lots of sunshine Friday afternoon, but then the winds will be picking up on Friday afternoon. It's going to be breezy Friday night. And then Saturday for the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade, take a look at it. Only 59, so we're going to go from above normal to well below normal. It's going to start out in the morning breezy, a west wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Then as the day progresses, it's going to pick up pretty consistently 18 to 23 miles an hour in the afternoon, and we could see gusts as high as 30 miles an hour on Saturday afternoon. So the windiest part of the day on Saturday is going to be after the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade, although it's still going to be breezy in the morning. And the temperatures will be in the 40s when the youth parade begins at 11 o'clock. So be forewarned, bundle up if you're going to the parade on Saturday. Saturday night, mostly clear, 40 for the overnight low. Sunday, sunshine, 61, so still cool. Again, it's ushering in quite a bit of cool air. Monday, not bad, partly cloudy, maybe a raindrop or two. We'll call it mostly sunny, actually. I changed my mind there. 62 on Monday, 65 Tuesday, 67 Wednesday. So we're going to go from above normal to below normal to back to normal. No real rain in the forecast, and there's just a slight chance of a couple of raindrops. Again, the big story on Saturday, cold temperatures, breezy in the morning, and downright windy in the afternoon. That's your forecast from the National Weather Service. It's 9 minutes after the hour. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, agent here at Senior Insurances of North Central Washington, where we help our clients navigate the Medicare world. One of the things we really enjoy doing is teaching our clients about their rights. Like, did you know that if you have a traditional Medicare supplement, you can change that monthly all year long, regardless of prior health conditions? So if you'd like to know more about your options with Medicare, you can visit us at one of our 5 local offices, as well as give us a call at 888-2600.
Welcome back. A few high clouds, 43 degrees. We'll top off at 70 under partly cloudy skies, then a sunny, breezy, and cool weekend heading our way beginning tomorrow. Here's what's making headlines. The Association of Washington School Principals and the Elementary School Principals Association of Washington have recognized Alfonso Lopez, the principal at Lewis and Clark Elementary, as the 2019 Washington State Elementary Principal of the Year. This is good news. A surprise award ceremony was held at the Wenatchee School, where Lewis and Clark is. Heidi Sutton, president of the Elementary School Principals Association of Washington, made the presentation.
Your amazing principal, Mr. Lopez, is being honored as the Principal of the Year for the elementary schools in the entire state of Washington.
That's so cool. It's a very prestigious award, as you might imagine. It celebrates individuals who set high standards for instruction, student achievement, and community involvement, as well as individuals who advocate for education. Lopez credits his career success to having mentors and a solid support system of colleagues and family, encouraging him on his journey as an educator.
I'm humbled to receive this award, and I still think that I have a few more years to go, and for those years that I have in my life and education, I'll go with all my heart trying to make education even better. And thanks to the staff, thanks to my team of administrators in the district, thanks to the parents of this school, thanks to the kids, I think we still have a lot to learn, a lot to accomplish, but why not? If not now, when? If not us, then who? We have to make it together, and that's what we're doing.
Principal Lopez will represent Lewis and Clark Elementary, the Wenatchee School District, and principals across the state as the Washington State Principal of the Year. He'll be traveling to Washington, D.C. to compete in the National Association of Elementary School Principal of the Year finalist. Congratulations to him. Well, the idea of some sort of merger or consolidation between the ports of Chelan and Douglas counties is still in the exploratory stage. Port of Chelan Commissioner Rory Turner told that to our very own senior news correspondent Steve Hare on Wednesday. Turner said the idea was raised first by the facilitator working with an airport task force that was formed after the Douglas County Port said it simply could no longer meet its financial obligations for joint funding of Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Turner said the airport currently is losing about $300,000 a year. The words used by the facilitator, quote, functional consolidation, end quote, according to Turner.
The essence of what, at least from what I understand, is the two staffs have actually gotten together and talked about this. And as you can imagine, there's a considerable savings in
economy of scale and
economy of scale, duplication of efforts. You really have three different organizations. You've got Pangbourne that has to act independently, and then you've got Port of Douglas, and then you've got Port of Chelan. So there's a lot of there's just a lot of things that are duplicated there. I don't know where it starts and stops, but it wouldn't surprise me. I've heard numbers anywhere between $200,000 and $300,000 in duplication of services. So. I think we owe both of our respective counties a long look at this, and I don't know if in the past any two elected boards have chosen to form any kind of consolidation and come across the river and try to do this, but I think this is the type of leadership that we have to be thinking about in these days, especially when there's some cash crunches out.
Turner said that if both ports agree that functional consolidation is the way to go, the three-member commissions from each port would likely hold joint meetings for decision-making.
As your talks proceed on the possible consolidation, certainly there are going to be those in Douglas County who are going to be a little worried that, well, we're not talking about the dissolution or dissolving of the Douglas County Port District, are we?
Oh, no. Let's just talk about this. To me, this is a perfect match. If you get up to the 30,000-foot level and look down, right now, Port of Douglas is, they've had some financial struggles, but they're sitting in this area of just huge economic opportunities. That's where the growth is going. That's where everything's moving. There's a lot of industrial land for sale.
And their Wenatchee landing project to the north.
Very cool. Yeah, that's all great. But we over here don't have a lot of land. But what we benefit from is some very bright people in the early 1960s bought 100 acres at Old Station. And so, we've developed a $50 or $60 million business park there. And, hats off to our predecessors of commissioners and staff that got all that done. So we benefit from that. So now we put these two ports together and just think about the opportunities we could, provide. What's their weakness is our strength, and what is our weakness is their strength. So to me, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe it makes too much sense.
And economically speaking, it benefits both counties.
Well, it should, if we do it right. I mean, if it happens, if that's the recommendation and the Port of Douglas adopts it and the Port of Chelan adopts it, then this is just operating together for efficiency. And and that could last for 10 years or more. It's just an attempt to start doing things, smart.
Speaking of ports, Douglas County Port Commissioner Jim Huffman announced recently that he plans to run for re-election this fall. He sat down with their very own senior news correspondent, Steve Hare.
The retired Chelan County PUD manager has served on the 3-member governing board since 1994. At that time, he was appointed to fill the unexpired term of a commissioner who moved out of the area.
And was recruited by a banker and a developer. And my predecessor, who had moved to Spokane, he was wanting to abolish the port. Well, and that's basically the genesis of the recruitment. Folks that didn't want to see the port go away, and folks that I had known before and had some confidence in my ability to promote.
Huffman's bid for re-election comes at a time when the port is actively exploring the possibility of consolidating with Chelan County Port District. The talks are prompted in part by Douglas County Port's inability to pay its share of the cost to run Pangbourne Airport.
We faced a situation where Douglas County was not able to meet under the contract that we had, meet our share of the financial obligation, but we're retooling that to comport more with current realities, and I think a better and stronger partnership in the longer term with the Port of Chelan. It makes sense being one economic unit in the valley. It makes sense to promote and foster that cooperation.
Huffman also notes that there are several major economic development projects in the works that he wants to see materialize, including plans to clean up and repurpose the former silicon plant in Rock Island. In fact, the city and the port are pursuing plans to transform the old riverfront industrial site into a mix of office space focused on technology, research and development, education classrooms, restaurant, brewery, hotel with indoor and outdoor event space, and waterfront activities. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Thank you very much, Steve. And what has become the unofficial kickoff to the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, it is, of course, Chief for a Day. Chief for a Day and their law enforcement mentors, where they'll arrive by motorcade at Memorial Park shortly before noon today. The official ceremony begins at 12:10. It runs from 12:10 to 1:10 this afternoon. That's when the chiefs will be officially sworn. And this is the 17th year of Chief for a Day. It celebrates the lives of kids who are terminally ill or have a chronic disease. Law enforcement includes the Wenatchee Police Department, the Washington State Patrol, the Chelan County Sheriff's Department, the Douglas County Sheriff's Department, the Department of Washington State Fish and Wildlife, and the East Wenatchee Police Department. Well, speaking of law enforcement, Grand County Sheriff's Office says there's been a rash of incidents recently involving thieves stealing GPS, global positioning systems, off of farm implements. In a warning issued to farmers, the department says there have been about $90,000 worth of GPS systems stolen from unattended farm tractors in the county. The Sheriff's Department says the GPS equipment is easy to remove and it can be sold at a hefty price for people trafficking in stolen property. Farmers are urged to take extra precautions, and anybody with information on the thefts encouraged to contact the Grant County Sheriff's Department. And finally, this morning, we continue our look at this week's edition of the NCW Life Channel magazine with producer Caitlin Hittersheet as she followed the story of the restoration of the iconic Larry's Drive-In sign with Graybill signs.
Casey Sekowich, tube bender at Graybill Signs, is working on the new neon chicken that will crown the top of the new sign. Casey has been tube bending throughout the state for the last 20 years.
I was taught by a tube bender years and years ago, and I just kind of followed on how he did it and kind of changed things a little bit as I went along. And there's books on tricks of the trade for it and all kinds of little things you can pick up, but it's kind of what you're comfortable with.
He says tube benders should think of themselves as illusionists at times, bending glass into the forms that can be recognized from a distance.
It's kind of hard to tell what this is until you're really done with the whole process. So if you were to look at it that way, it doesn't look like much. But the whole idea is everybody's going to be looking at it front to back, so then you'll think that's a circle more than just a lump of stuff.
For this project, the sign will keep its original neon lettering, but a new neon chicken is what Casey is spending his time carefully crafting for the very top of the sign. He says the business had replaced the neon chicken previously before this restoration with a clear red unit.
So that was the idea with this, is to restore it back to the way it was originally and using colored glass instead of clear red. But he still wants to hold on to this just in case somebody destroys it, and we can replace it real fast. And this is the difference. This has got neon in it, and then that one has argon and mercury in that one. I traced that off the original one that was on there, so needless to say, I'm not a very good artist. I couldn't draw a straight line with a ruler, but somehow I can do this. When I draw it out, I plan it out how the colors are going to go together. I put thought into what type of gas we're going to put into it as far as neon or argon. And that all depends on what colors you're putting together.
Working on the outline of the chicken, Casey is using white, red, and yellow glass to create the new version.
I kind of saved this part of the chicken for last because I knew it would be kind of frustrating. There's a lot going on here. Because a lot of times you can't just bend in a straight line. You can't start from one end and go to the other. You have to kind of think about how you're folding this, and are you possibly going to be running into your own bends. And sometimes I can't, like you see on these where I pre-put the electrode on the end of them, sometimes I don't get that luxury of doing it that way. I have to either make it in 2 pieces, which I'm kind of doing here, which I think is going to turn out to 4 pieces, or I have to start from a top corner and kind of work my way out, and you have to skip bends and be able to measure that out and then come back and then close it up. The biggest thing is being able to visualize what you're about to do. And sometimes you have to practice it before you do it. Because you can be a long ways into a unit, and then when you make that mistake of either touching hot glass, you're done. It could ruin your day. Sometimes gravity can be your friend. I'm gonna heat it up. I have to say that last bend I pulled off was a lucky one. That was kind of a tough one. I didn't expect it to work out the first time.
Good stuff from Kat. Yeah, you can check out that episode all this week here on the NCW Life channel. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. That's a look at what's making headlines on this Thursday morning. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports. Hey, it's NFL Draft Day. We'll preview that and a whole bunch more. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Did you know that dental disease is the #1 illness affecting a pet's health? Bacteria from the mouth gets carried into your pet's blood and can affect the heart, lungs, and kidneys. By age 3, nearly 75% of pets have some form of dental disease. Dr. Shauna Bass and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital care about your pets, and good dental care can help your pet live a long and happy life. Learn how to clean your pet's teeth or see what Paws and Claws can do to keep your pet smiling by calling 888-PAWS or see us on the corner of 4th and Island, East Wenatchee.
Welcome back. Fair skies, 41 degrees. We'll top off just about 70 with a few high clouds. Don't forget, it's going to be very sunny, very cool, and very windy on Saturday for the Kais Fiber Youth Parade. Let's do sports. The Seattle Seahawks have the 21st and 29th pick in today's first round of the NFL draft. Is being held in Nashville. Of course, they traded Frank Clark to Kansas City earlier in the week, so Seattle needs a little help on the defensive line. Take a look. In addition, Seattle will be looking to add a cornerback and a safety, offensive lineman, as well as a wide receiver. News about Doug Baldwin needing further surgeries has heightened the possibility that Hayes may hang up his spikes and call it a career. Heading into the draft, Seattle has only 5 picks. Some experts say there could be more trades from the Seahawks so they can add more picks. They've been known to do that. Seattle traded its second-round pick in this year's draft to Houston for Dwayne Brown. That was back in 2017. They'll have the 29th selection in the third round, the 22nd pick in the fourth round, and the 21st pick in round 5. The Seahawks traded their 6th-round selection to Green Bay for backup quarterback Brett Hundley last year. Seattle also traded away its 7th-round pick to Oakland. The draft, by the way, takes place in Nashville. It'll be televised on ABC. Begins at 5 o'clock. Felix Hernandez looked really good. He looked like the Felix of old. He allowed his 1 run on 3 hits in 7 innings. He had 8 strikeouts, but the Mariners didn't score any runs. They lost to San Diego 1-0 yesterday afternoon. The Padres' Chris Paddock, equally as dominant as King Felix. He allowed just 1 hit in 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. The only run of the game coming in the second inning, a solo home run off Felix by Ian Kinsler. With 8 strikeouts yesterday, Felix surpasses Don Drysdale on the all-time strikeout list. He now has 3,488. The Mariners try and snap their 3-game losing streak tonight. They got Texas first 4 games at home at T-Mobile Park. Adrian Sampson will take the ball for Texas. Marco Gonzalez will take the nod for the Mariners. Just a few Wednesday games. Wednesday's usually pretty quiet in the world of preps, but there you go, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. In baseball, Chelan clobbered Waterville Mansfield. The Chelan girls softball team lost both ends of their doubleheader to Pateras. In boys lacrosse, Richland moves into first place all by themselves by beating Wenatchee 10-7. The Bombers are undefeated at 8-0 in league play. The Thunder dropped to 8-1. Wenatchee, by the way, will try and bounce back tomorrow. They got Chiawana at Leib off the field at the Apple Bowl. We'll have the game live right here at 7 o'clock with our very own Eric Granstrom and Rod Higley on the call. Coming up at the prep sports schedule for today in baseball, Chelan hosts Brewster. Cascade travels to Liberty Bell. The planned doubleheader between Orville and Mansfield is a forfeit by the Hornets. It goes down officially as a Trojan win. 1-0. On the softball diamonds today, Liberty Bell plays a doubleheader at Manson at 3. Waterville Mansfield travels to Elmira Cooley Heartline for a couple of games, and at 4:30, Cascade plays 1 game in softball at Clay Ellen. The Caribou Trail League soccer season's almost done. Cashmere plays their final game of the regular season today. They're at Chelan. Cascade hosts Okanagan at 4:30, and also at 4:30 is Tenasket and Manson on the pitch. The Wenatchee tennis teams will try to remain unbeaten today at Davis. The matches begin at 3 o'clock. Also at 3, Eastmont hosts Eisenhower, and at 4, it's Cascade and Okanagan. Beautiful day for golf. The Wenatchee and Eastmont boys will group up with the rest of the Big Nine for a pod at the Yakima Elks Golf Club today at noon. The Omak and Cascade boys and girls have a 2:30 tee time at the Leavenworth Golf Club. Okanagan and Chelan will tee off at 2:30 at the Lake Chelan Golf Course. And high school track today, Eastmont is in Sunnyside alongside West Valley and Davis. Big Nine track at 4. Wenatchee and Ike will run, throw, and jump at Moses Lake also at 4 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday morning. And today, it is the 4th Thursday in April. Today is Take Your Daughter or Son to Work Day. Yeah, it is actually run by a nonprofit organization. The idea is that when you have to understand work-life balance, take pride in what you do for a living. No gender limitations. Bring your daughter or your son. You might want to, let your boss know that you're bringing the kid to work. It's not a bad idea. If you don't have any kids, that's cool to take a favorite niece or nephew or somebody you like. And according to some studies, I found this fascinating, birth order can play a role in what professions children eventually choose when they grow up. Firstborn children have a tendency to go into professions that require a high level of education, while the younger kids in the latter have a tendency to be more artistic, have more artistic careers. Anyway, it's Take Your Daughter and Son, or both, to Work Day today. Bottom of the hour, today in history. This is the 121st anniversary of the beginning of the Spanish-American War. We're going to war against Spain for reasons that were stupid, really. when you think about it. The United States declared war on Spain. The war lasted only 10 weeks. It happened on this date, April 25th, 1898. What did we get? Well, we won. We wrote them a check for $20 million. Here you go, Spain. Here's $20 million bucks. And in exchange, Spain gave us Cuba, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. Not bad, all things considered. The Spanish-American War began on this date 121 years ago. Today is the 60th anniversary of the St. Lawrence Seaway. They're having a big party. It linked, of course, the Great Lakes of North America to the Atlantic Ocean. It officially opened to shipping and forever changed the economy of the upper Midwest for Chicago and Detroit and Cleveland and all those cities that were landlocked. They can now send their goods all the way to the Atlantic Ocean via the St. Lawrence Seaway, which opened for business 60 years ago today. And this is the 38th anniversary of Maury Wills. Was not a very good manager for the Seattle Mariners. We all know that. On this date, April 25th, 1981, manager Maury Wills of the Seattle Mariners ordered the ground crew at the Kingdome to make the batter's box 1 foot longer than it was supposed to be, 1 foot towards the pitcher's mound. He decided he was going to cheat. They were playing Oakland. Billy Martin was not an idiot. Billy Martin said, something's wrong with the batter's box. It looks too big. The umpire went to the grounds crew and said, what's this all about? And the grounds crew said, Maury Wills made us do it. Maury Wills was eventually suspended for 2 games and fined $500. If you're going to extend the batter's box, you don't extend it a foot. People are going to notice that. By the way, Maury Wills was fired not long afterwards. And finally, we got birthdays, including the legend Edward R. Murrow was born on this date 111 years ago in 1908. The American journalist died in 1965 at the age of 57. Of course, he was raised in Skagit County in a homestead near Blanchard. He went to high school in Edison, which is a town that doesn't even exist anymore. He was the president of the student body. Graduated from Washington State College back in 1930, majored in speech, and became one of the legendary broadcast journalists of all time, Edward R. Murrow, born on this date in 1901. The First Lady of Song, Ella Fitzgerald, was born on this date in 1917. I love her, and I miss her, too, a great deal. We lost Ella Fitzgerald about 20 years ago. Absolute perfect diction, purity of tone, phrasing. She could do it. She could improvise. She was a talent, one of the greatest singers this country has ever produced, Ella Fitzgerald, born in the state 102 years ago. Al Pacino is 79. Hi, Al. How are you? Of course, Michael Corleone in the Godfather films, an 8-time Oscar nominee. He only won the 1 Oscar, of course. 3-time Emmy nominee. Got a couple of Tony Awards. Al Pacino, the legendary actor, is 79 years old today. And Hank Azaria, the American actor, comedian, voice artist. Of course, he's on The Simpsons, does any number of characters on The Simpsons, and he's on a very funny show called Brockmire. One of my favorites, Hank Azaria, is 55 years old today. Don't forget, we got Kennel Cameos with Rachel Medalis coming up. See if we can get Olivia the cat at home. But before we do that, once again, take a look at that can. You're going to find them all over the place. Let me move this in there. There you go. That is the Pepsi can, the commemorative Pepsi can, as we celebrate the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, which begins today. That's the can that you're going to see all over North Central Washington. Vending machines, grocery stores, convenience stores. Pick yourself up a bunch of Pepsi products just in time for the festival. Thank you, Weinstein Beverage, who's been a sponsor of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival since 1983. And somehow or another, they got the folks at Pepsi Corporate to make these cans for little old us. Check it out. They're really, really cool. You'll see them everywhere. All right, it's time for Kennel Cameos with Rachel Medalis.
Hey everyone, I'm Rachel and I'm filling in for Megan McPherson, and today I'm here at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society with Jenny Ulrich, and we're also here with Olivia. What can you tell us about Olivia?
Olivia is a 3-year-old female cat that came to us as a stray. She's super sweet.
And today we're standing in front of her little kennel.
Yes.
Because I think she's a little shy.
She is. She hasn't seemed to want us to hold her, but she's been curious. We've been petting her slowly, and as you can see, she's coming out. She's purring a lot. She's really enjoyed our touch today, so I think it's just a matter of going slow with Olivia and letting her warm up to you. I think for Olivia, probably the best would be a semi-quiet home. However, she is young. She's only about 3 years old, so she probably could work into like living with some kids as long as they were slow with her and got to know her.
And if someone would like to adopt her, what should they do?
They should come down here and meet Olivia at the shelter, and then you can fill out an adoption form right here in the cat room and take her home. She's ready to go.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
Your television home for the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel. Be sure to watch the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade on Saturday, April 27th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 3rd, and the Stimult Growers Grand Parade on Saturday, May 4th. Brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, where all new Hondas get a lifetime warranty. Your television home for the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at azchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I told you about this Amazon Echo thing that I have in my house that my wife and I got. This thing echoes and answers when I talk to it. Well, some of my friends have advised me, they've warned me, don't get this thing because they say that all this Echo Alexa thing is a tool for the government to eavesdrop. Those folks say the CIA or whoever is hacking into our Echoes, our droids, and our iPhones and listening to everything we say. Well, I say that if the government really wants to hear Rosie and I argue about whose turn it is to thaw out some identifiable freezer bag for dinner, well, they're more than welcome to listen if they want to. Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
When it comes to real estate, our professional real estate agents come alongside you to help navigate the process of buying or selling a home. At August Edge, we want to free you from the hassles of buying and selling processes and complexities. At August Edge Real Estate, our professional, dedicated brokers will help you with all the complexities of buying and selling real estate. From start to finish, we've got the edge on real estate. August Edge Real Estate.
Your television home for the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel. Be sure to watch the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade on Saturday, April 27th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 3rd, and the Stem Milk Growers Grand Parade on Saturday, May 4th. Brought to you by East Wenatchee Mobile Storage. Pack it, store it, move it. Your television home for the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel.
La primavera ya está aquí en Town Nissan y también nuestros carros certificados como este Nissan Altima y este Nissan Rogue. Cada uno de estos vehículos pasa por 167 puntos de inspección. Estás cubierto por 7 años o 100,000 millas de garantía y te puedes ahorrar miles de dólares en estos modelos populares. Y hablando de las mejores garantías de América, 5 años o 100,000 millas en todas las trocas nuevas Titan. Compra inteligentemente y con confidencia en el Town Nissan, atrás de la casco en East Wenatchee.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. I am personally thrilled. This is the most important person I've interviewed on my show since, well, Jenny on Monday. Really. She is the CEO of the YWCA, the national organization. She came in from Washington, D.C. She's on the road a lot, but she came to visit us in the other Washington. Everybody knows Jenny Pratt at my far left. She was on the show on Monday. She's the local head of the YWCA chapter here in North Central Washington. And to my immediate left is Alejandra Castillo, who is the head honcho, the big cheese, el numero uno of the nationwide YWCA. Welcome to the Wenatchee Valley.
Thank you, and that was a very unique introduction. But I do have to say that I am thrilled to be here. What a beautiful day, first of all, but also great company. And I am on the road a lot, but most of my job is to support the amazing leaders like Jenny Pratt, who does an incredible job here in Wenatchee, as well as uplifting the work of the YWCA. We've been around for 160 years.
Yeah.
So 210 associations around the country in 46 states and the District of Columbia, and we touch over 1,200 communities with a variety of services. So early child care, after school program, workforce development. We are the largest providers of services for survivors of domestic violence. And we like to say that not all YWCAs have pools, but we help women when they feel like they're drowning.
Ooh, that's a nice metaphor.
It is.
That's an idiom I've never heard before.
And it's very true. We help women when they feel like they're drowning.
Your impressions of our beautiful little valley so far? I know you haven't been here very long.
Extraordinary. I woke up to the beautiful mountains, sunny. I actually felt better because I didn't have the allergies that I have in Washington, D.C. But most importantly, the peace. Today in Washington, D.C. is not the most work balance friendly city, and we're grappling with some very, very important issues.
The one thing you'll notice about all of North Central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley is that this community gives a damn in many, many respects. Jenny will tell you that. This is a very caring community, and we do our very best to keep an eye out on everybody and make everybody involved, get underneath the big umbrella. I'm not exaggerating, am I, Jenny?
No, we have wonderful community support here in so many different areas. Specifically, we've been talking about housing and how it's the universal language of caring here among our community members.
I wish we could bottle this. How can I bottle this? People really caring.
I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal. I'll send you back a bottle of good old-fashioned Wenatchee Gives a Damn, and you don't tell anybody about our community because then they want to live here.
They probably will. They probably will. You're right.
You're here for the, of course, as we all know, this is Stand Against Racism Week with all the different things that are going on, specifically at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. We'll talk about that in depth. But how did this land on your desk? Did Jenny make a call? I'm going to be in the Northwest. How did you get here?
So Jenny emailed me, can you come to Wenatchee, our Stand Against Racism? And I said, anything for you, Jenny. So it was, I'm always open because I love people. I love not just the work that I do, but really the work that the YWCA does. And as you mentioned, Stand Against Racism is a program that we've had for now over 13 years. And it's an invitation to communities across the country to have conversations. One of the hallmarks of the YWCA is that we are a safe space. And these are tough discussions. We don't want to be judged, we don't want to pass judgment, but we do want to bring the community together and say, let's grapple with the issues of our times. This year it's immigration. And tomorrow in DC we will have a briefing in Congress with a lot of our partners, similar to what we're doing here in Wenatchee, and just really raising the voices of the issues of our times.
Are we making headway in the last 13 years since the Stand Against Racism campaign began? Are we making progress?
I believe so. You know, we're not at the point where everything's going to get solved, but let me tell you, the different activities that happen at YWCAs across the country, not just here in Wenatchee, but let's say Lancaster, Pennsylvania has a race against racism, where they bring 4,000 people to jog together, but at the end of the day, they close it out with a great conversation about it. The issues of our times have to be discussed. You can't bury them. You can't cover them up thinking that they're going to go away. And that's the beauty of this type of activity.
And the fact that the younger generation are getting heavily involved, you and I talked about this on Monday, the big event at the college with everything. These are kids who are actually are doing it because they want to do it. They're not being forced to do it to get extra credit or so they can pass their class. They're doing it because they want to do it, Jenny.
Yeah, I have been really amazed. I have 3 grown children, and my oldest is 30, but my younger 2 are 25 and 23. Marked difference in their view of the world today and how they support the different important issues that the YWCA really works for in eliminating racism and empowering women. And we see that at the college campus when we go, all of the young students who truly have passion for our mission, and it's been such a wonderful partnership with Wenatchee Valley College in that respect. And this is our 5th year doing it here in our own community. So we're just looking forward to the rest.
You're going to love that, by the way, what's going to go on at the college. It's a really, really neat thing.
Oh,
I
spent a lot of years in colleges, and I love the energy. As a rap song says, we need the wisdom of the old and the energy of the young. So that's what we'll probably see tomorrow.
You're full of good metaphors today. No wonder she's such a good speaker. Let's talk about the panel discussion that's going to be going on the 25th. It goes on, it starts at 5:30 at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. You have a moderator, and there'll be 5 other people on stage, including yourself. What are you expecting to talk about this panel discussion and what's going to be happening there?
Well, we're really excited about it. YW North Central Washington embarked on these panel series late last year. They were a screaming success, kind of on a smaller version or smaller scale. The 2 we've had before were young women of color in the Me Too movement. We had great conversations, and I expect that this will be no exception. We will also have great conversation on a grander scale. We have tickets for up to 200 folks, and so we'll be having a good conversation tomorrow. And we have so many wonderful speakers from out of the area and as well as local folks. And I think that the conversation, I think we're in for a treat. I really do.
What do you want people to take away from this panel discussion?
First of all, I think that these panel discussions will bring voices from different groups, practitioners, policy individuals, and the real voices. So one of the things is, did you get enough information? Will you walk away tomorrow with information that you did not have, factual information? Did you understand the human journey that we are now undertaking as we're grappling with the immigration issue? And how does this really bring out the humanity that we as Americans have always stood for? When I talk about the YWCA, we stood at Ellis Island, in 1858, welcoming women who came from Europe, uncertain, afraid, looking for a safe place to restart their lives. How can we not stand along the southwest border? But also, the U.S. doesn't have just one border. We have many borders. And this issue of immigration is so layered that one solution is not the way to go. We have to really tackle it and discuss it. The other thing that I will tell you is migration around the world is happening for a variety of reasons. Climate change, war-torn areas, economic situations. So we need to be very aware of what's happening, not just in our communities, but around the world as well.
And it's not their own choosing. Things are happening to them, and they've said, I can't do this anymore. I can't raise my family here. We have to go elsewhere. I want a better future for my family and the next generation.
or we're in danger. We
Yeah.
have to leave now
Yeah.
and leave everything.
And then on the more selfish side, and we benefit.
Mm-hmm.
We benefit that our country needs talent. I don't like to talk about our country needs labor. It needs talent. It needs people who come in with a zeal to make things happen. And when you work in immigrant communities, you see that all around.
Mm-hmm. And Wenatchee is very much one of those communities. This is you do not want to forget to thank your sponsors. So before we go any further, you got sponsors to thank. So you want the cheat sheet?
We absolutely need to thank 12 Tribes, Resort and Casino, who is the presenting sponsor. We simply could not be doing all of the wonderful things we're doing this year, and specifically 12 Tribes is sponsoring the OMAC event, which happened Wednesday, and so we had many other sponsors, and I'll leave those for the list, but thank you to every single person who came out to support us. And I might say, Dan, that early on in the process this year, we experienced some kind of negative response in regard to the theme, immigration. And we reached out to kind of vent some of those frustrations. And I actually had conversations with a local supporter, a business owner who wants to support the work but was afraid to stand with us when we're talking about immigration. And that was a difficult conversation. Thankfully,
But it was a conversation.
But it was a conversation,
Yeah.
and with mutual understanding. And it was fruitful, and I am thankful for that conversation and for that particular business. And I think that if we continue to have the conversation, then we're moving the dial. And we got a lot of new supporters that we have never seen before because we're talking about immigration.
I'm sure your agenda is jam-packed, Alejandra, but are you going to have a chance to enjoy our beautiful area while you're here, or is it just one meeting and one symposium and one discussion after the other? Or are you going to?
Well, first of all, I always enjoy meeting new people, and secondly, yes, tonight we're going to break some bread with the board of the YWCA here and enjoy the cuisine. So I'm excited about that. But I do want to also tell you that tomorrow we're going to end it with some levity.
Okay. The comedian. Yes. Ernie G is going to be cracking people up. Comedy for a cause, and you're going to be a part of that. So you're going to open up the program with a short little speech of some kind or another.
I am not a comedian, although I do admire comedians because I think they're extraordinarily smart people.
I agree with that 100%. And then Ernie G is going to take the stage, and he's going to make you laugh, and he's going to make you think, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We met him yesterday, and oh my gosh, we're in for a treat. I hadn't met him before.
Absolutely.
And that's the spirit of this, to tackle the tough issues, to have respect and dignity, and then to come together and have a good time.
Well, I can guarantee you're going to like it around here. This is my hometown. I'm not going anywhere. I like it here. Jenny is fully vested in this community. I can personally attest to you, since you're here. She does a hell of a job.
I know she does. I know. Extraordinary.
Yeah,
I'll
really does.
send you the check later today.
No check for you. Anything else you want to touch on? Because this is a treat to have you here. Anything while I have you here? Closing statement. Is there something you want to say?
Here's what I'll say. Places like Wenatchee, there's so much pride and the community, and as you said, that feeling of we care. That's the America I know, and the America that I think we all want to live up to. So when we talk about immigration, let's make sure that we're talking about it from a very humanistic perspective. And the beauty of this conversation is we're all in this together. We all respect one another, and hopefully we'll move our country forward in a very, productive way. So I'm excited, and places like Wenatchee are always in my heart.
The tickets to the panel discussion and then, of course, Ernie G, they're going to sell out, so get them.
Eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite.com. If you go to the YWCA's local website, it pops right up. It's
YWCANCW.org.
There you go. Enjoy your time in little Wenatchee town, and don't forget we have a deal. I'll package some of our good Wenatchee vibe, and you just don't tell anybody.
I'll just spray it around in the morning,
and just
keep it to yourself.
When you go back to Washington D.C., you said it was all right.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on board. Yeah,
yes.
very much. This is a great conversation. We watch Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
My name is Hannah Peterson-Kinney, and I'm a certified nurse midwife. I became a midwife because I thought birth was one of the most amazing, beautiful things. It's about caring for women through many stages of life and helping to empower them with knowledge and build partners to improve their health. It would be an honor to provide care for you, and I would love to welcome you to the CVCH Midwife family.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. We're here live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. Just a couple minutes left on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this day number 1 of the 10-day Washington State Apple Blossom Festival number 100. All right, it's time to give away the Fantastic Shows Carnival wristbands. We're going to pull 8 winners out of this jar right here. And remember now, it was 1 entry per email address, so there are a number of you who took advantage of that and used different email addresses and got their names in more than once. So 8 winners, each 8 of the draw will each get a 4-pack of wristbands for the Fantastic Shows Carnival that they can use Monday night, April 29th from 5:30 to 8:30. So here's our jar. I'm now inside our hermetically sealed vault. Oh, I'm on TV. I can't do that. All right, here we go. Let's get 8 winners out here. I'll just pull out a group and here we go. By the way, thanks to everybody for entering. Winner of a 4-pack, Jason Depew. Evan Depew, see, told you. You can have more than that. You use different email addresses. Terry Hammond, my good friend Terry. That's winner number 3. Juanita DeHart, congratulations. That's 4. Jerry Fry has a 4-pack. That's 5. Karen Miltner, that's 6. John and Kathy Whitehorn, that's 7. And one more. It's ironic because I actually pulled 8 slips out and there's still a bunch in here. So Steve and Chris Kuykendall, congratulations. Those are our 8 winners. Each of those folks will get a 4-pack. Have fun on Monday night, the 29th at the Fantastic Shows Carnival. Congratulations. I'll email all of you folks just to double check. Then you just come by our broadcast Metroplex and pick up your wristbands and have a good time at the carnival on Monday. All right, let's take a look at the weather forecast one more time. From the National Weather Service, there is a change coming. Not quite yet, but it's going to be here. Another beautiful day today, very warm, very pleasant, kind of like it was yesterday. Maybe just a few more high clouds, slightly cooler. Wednesday's high was 71. We'll get to right around 70 under partly sunny skies. No real wind at all to speak of, as you can see. Clouds will be thickening up tonight, 49 for the overnight low. Friday, we're going to start out in the morning with partly sunny skies, and then this cold front comes in, and we've been talking about it. It's going to scour out the skies. We'll have lots of sunshine by Friday afternoon, but then the wind is going to start picking up a little bit, especially on Friday afternoon. We're talking about a wind about 11 to 17 miles an hour. The cold front continues to come in Friday night. We'll get down to 45. It'll be breezy on Friday night. Saturday is the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade. Take a look at it. Only 59. That is below normal. In fact, it's well below normal. And it's going to be breezy in the morning and windy in the afternoon. So the real strong winds that we're expecting on Saturday isn't really going to come until after the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade. We hope. We're keeping our fingers crossed. The wind in the morning will be about 10 to 15 miles an hour, west wind 10 to 50 miles an hour. It's going to pick up to right around 20 miles an hour on Saturday afternoon, and late Saturday afternoon, winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. And it's going to be chilly, a high of only 59. And the temperature, when the parade begins at about 11 o'clock, temperature will be probably in the upper 40s, so be forewarned. You're going to want to bundle up for the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade. Saturday night, we clear out 40 for the overnight low. Sunny and cool, because this cold air is coming in. 61 is all we're going to get to on Sunday. Again, that's below normal. Then a little bit of a warm-up. Mostly sunny, slight chance of light rain on Monday, high of 62. Then we get to 65. Then we get to 67. It's just too early to find out exactly what we're looking at from Mother Nature's perspective for the big Apple Blossom weekend. We just don't know yet. We'll know more on Monday. Everybody have yourself a great Thursday, provided the show isn't canceled. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.